All right, good afternoon. A little bit late today, but it's okay because we're here jamming with the Ukulele Social. We have Amy, Renee. Amy's been back, came back, hasn't been seen her in a while. Nikki and Renee. So every day.
Keep on practicing.
Yeah, yay. If you guys don't know why you're here, you probably are a beginner in ukulele and want to get some tips and tricks. So today we got some, actually some questions that people have asked, and we'll answer those. If you haven't watched any of the past ukulele shows, I do have stuff on how to teach yourself how to play ukulele. Actually, this year I was talking about the 4 principles of music and how it relates to ukulele, which was really fun. And right now we're just kind of just going over some basics. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment, and I'm here to answer for you guys. There are links below to our Ook Social songs, which there are hundreds of songs that I had rearranged, and then there's thousands of other songs that I put a list in there for that someone else had rearranged. So check them out. If you guys are looking for songs to sing on the ukulele, then that's a good place to start. So today we're going to start with a song. Our group is here today, and it was awesome. Got to hear their pretty voices, and that's what it's all about. I think it's sharing music and playing together, and that's what we're here today. If you guys are local to Long Beach, you should come by. 11 o'clock, we're here hanging out at Dave's Island Instruments and playing some music and just having fun, right, guys?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Everybody say on 3, I love ukulele. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, that was kind of dead. Hold on. One more time. 1, 2, 3. I love ukulele. Woo! Everybody loves it. Gotta get excited on Saturday, right? Get the blood pumping, put some good vibes out there, and the song, our first song we're gonna sing, like we always do, we're gonna have "Stand By Me." So if you guys don't know it, let me see if I have the sheet ready. Actually, I can put it on the screen, I guess. Here we go. Stand by me. Here we go. Bam. Oh, there it is. Amazing. Technology is awesome. So it's in the key of A. Make sure you drink some water first before you sing. And are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah. Here we go. Intro on 3. 1, 2, 3. funny. Woo, look at it. I love it. We're all standing by each other here. Actually, what I love about the Ook Social is, it's just for all different levels. We do jam out the songs. It's kind of like we play a little bit more advanced, but it's fun because we all help each other out. I was watching Amy help Renee, and then they were working all together, and that's what I love about getting together, because we all have something to share, and especially with music, because everybody has their own music, and that's the beauty of hanging out playing ukulele, right, guys? Every day?
Keep on strumming ukulele.
Thank you, guys. That was Amy, Renee, and Nikki over here jamming the songs out. Hopefully you guys can hear them. So, today we got some questions, actually. It's kind of cool. Every time these guys come in, I always ask them what they want to know about the ukulele. It's kind of cool. And like I said before, we had been exploring the 4 principles of music, which is rhythm, melody, harmony, and silence. If you guys don't know about that, you can go look on our past events, and I do have sheets on that, which is really awesome. And rhythm, we all have a rhythm, and we need to practice and get in touch with our body. That's one of the things that, especially with ukulele, with your left hand, if you're playing ukulele, if you're a right-handed player, your left hand gets crazy. If you're a left-handed player, your right hand gets crazy. And I was just talking about that, getting in touch with your fingers. And I'm right-handed, but lately my left hand feels like super strong. Like I can almost stir stuff with my left hand. You know what I'm talking about? Like trying to do other stuff with your left hand, I just couldn't do it. So now I'm using that, and I think it just makes you better. It like connects. On a scientific level, I think it connects a lot of, your synapses, makes you, faster and all that stuff. And I see that, actually. Playing music, I remember a lot of stuff. I'm at age 50 right now, so it's kind of crazy. I still remember stuff. So, let's see. First question I had, and actually this is funny because it's all in my sheet, and I like this. Thank you, Amy, for the question. And why is the ukulele called the ukulele? Actually, and I have a perfect answer for you. If you guys look in the sheets below, I have a sheet that's called Teach Yourself to Play Ukulele. And in the sheet, basically what it is when I first started, I kind of taught myself how to play ukulele. And I see this a lot. Like people go, I went on to YouTube, search for all this stuff and all of that, and this is what I did. Being here in Long Beach, there wasn't really any ukulele stores. Actually, in fact, DII was one of the only ukulele stores in Long Beach that just sold ukuleles. I was like, oh my God. And I did come here, and it's funny how I'm here sharing with you because this is where it all started. It's pretty cool. But why ukulele? If you look in the first part on the history, and it's good to find out your history because the ukulele, it's everybody like thinks of it as a toy, and in fact, I've said this before. I was looking up a history of guitar, and check this out, where the guitar came from, how that came, because they always say the ukulele is the baby of the guitar, right? Or it came from the guitar. But when in my research, I watched a YouTube thing, and they were doing a history of guitar. And the first guitar was like in Spain, and what they considered a guitar, guess what, was 4 strings, and it was tuned to G, C, E, A. Go figure that. That's so funny. So it was just an ukulele. It was kind of weird. So now, becoming all forward today, why they call it ukulele? One, you have to know where it comes from. During the sugarcane plantation days, I guess sugar used to be as much as gold. Isn't that correct? And they had sugar was huge, and Hawaii would produce a lot of sugar. So they had a lot of workers come over from Portugal to Hawaii to work in the sugarcane fields or whatever. And a lot of them came over with what they were called cavaquinos or machetes, and they actually look like an ukulele, but they're tuned differently. It's kind of, if you hear those, what are those bands? Those Mexican bands?
Mariachi band?
Yeah, mariachi bands. It sounds like that, ching ching ching, which it's cool. It has like a good Latin sound. But some of those guys came over, and one was a furniture maker. I forget what his name was, but he started to make these instruments, and he took the Madeira and the cavaquinho and made it a ukulele. Now, why it's called ukulele, they actually don't know why it's called ukulele or who named it. I was looking at the answer, but there's like 3 stories. Basically, one is since the Portuguese came over, it was a long trip on the ship, so they jumped off of their ship and they were dancing around with their cavaquinos. So they called it like ukulele, or uku means jumping, and then lele means flea in Hawaiian, or head lice. So that's what they thought. They go, oh, they look like jumping fleas, maybe. Another one is, if you look on the ukulele, if you watch a player play ukulele, their fingers are jumping up and down, and it looks like fleas jumping. And I think this is what the meaning of it. But I also have another one, which is Queen Liliuokalani. She is the last monarch of Hawaii. Said it was an older meaning, uku meaning a gift, and lele is to come. And it was a gift that came to Hawaii. And I love that story because ukulele, I tell it all the time, has absolutely been a gift for me. It started me on music, on my musical journey, and here I am today. I'm excited. So that was a long answer for Oh, we got a question.
I thought of a question.
Yes, go.
Okay.
Renee's asking a question right now. This is awesome.
Is that slack key thing, is that just for guitars, or is a ukulele able to be part of the
Actually, that's a
idea?
great question, because yes, you can have a slack key. Actually,
I love that.
a slack key, I believe, in ukulele is you can actually do it. You can tune your bottom string to a G instead of an A, and then you would have slack G. I think that's how that works. Don't quote me on that, but you can look it up. And there's a lot of information. That's why, hence the sheet on the board, teach yourself to play ukulele, because I am an actual teacher. I do personal lessons if you guys want personal lessons. But you can do a lot of the stuff on your own because the information is out there. This sheet right here is just all the information that I found at the time. There's probably more. There's players that that you can look at. There's actually websites. There's actually a website on here with thousands of songs, 80 songs, stuff like that. And I think this is important because I just took some of the stuff that like you're gonna look for anyways, and I just put it in one spot. So it just gives you a good start to where you want to be. So does that answer your question, Renee? Yes.
Mm-hmm. They had a festival of slack key too that I
Yeah, did you go?
I could not.
No, I know the guy. There's a Slack Key festival they have every year. I know the gentleman. His name's Mitch Chang that puts it on over in Redondo. He's like, "Why didn't you come?" And I go, "I just missed it that time." But yeah, they have it every year. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's cool. All right, so thank you, Amy, for that question. The next question was, what are the basics to starting? Is that what the question was, Nikki?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. The basics
The
to
basics to start with.
The basics to start with, and actually it's kind of answering the dual question. This sheet right here is kind of like the basics. I think it actually has the basics right there. Usually what happens is we just played, everybody is familiar with the Somewhere Over the Rainbow song because that's the song that probably gets requested the most. And actually those chords in those songs are the songs that are like the basic chords that you should learn. That's why I think that song is really popular, and that's one good place to start. Big thing for me, I think when I started, I tell the story all the time. I just knew my fingers didn't work, my left hand, and I knew I had to get that to work, especially this pinky. And how do you do that? I call it kung fu. It's like you have to do it every single day. You have to paint your fence, sand the floor. You have to do all that. Like, you have to do that every day and get your fingers so they can just go woo and you can look at it and go, wow, I know you, Pinky, I know you. Because before you didn't. You couldn't make it do what you wanted to. In fact, if you guys are out there playing right now and you're brand new and you're trying to do an E chord and you're doing this, you're trying to move your hand with your other hand, trying to move your fingers into position. Yes, I have done that. Sitting here trying to get your pinky to sit down on D minor 7. I had to push it into position. I know what you guys are doing, but it's eventually you do it every day. Every day,
Keep on
some
strumming.
ukulele, and you will eventually get it. And that's what it's all about. I think it's just doing that, getting in tune with your body, and doing that. So the basics would be this sheet, and just learn those things. Get a couple chords. Actually, I would, to make it fun for you, I think the one point that really hit me was when I go, oh, maybe I can sing and play. I never thought I could do that. I thought I was just be a finger player. I was just too afraid to like sing, because a lot of people are afraid to talk in public, or let alone sing. So talking in public's already scary. Now you're gonna sing in public? Oh my gosh. So it's like an even harder thing, and I understand, but that's why I have the Ook Social, because here you can sing as loud, sing as bad, sing as good, whatever, but we're here to work together to be better. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So that's awesome. So cool. And the last question we had here, I don't see another question. Do I have a comment? No. Is how do you know when you are ready to move on? Actually, I want to ask Nikki, why that question? How do you know when you're ready to move on? Why were you saying that?
When I was playing for a while at the start, I was getting bored, but I didn't think I was good enough to try anything else.
Ooh, not good enough to try anything? Yeah, actually, you know, I get it. I get it, actually. That's kind of crazy, because there are, like, when you're playing the songs, you're seeing the chord sheets, and then all of a sudden those bar chords come up, and you're going, what the heck is that? And then you see some chords that you don't like,
And
or
they're
you've
scary.
never seen, and you're
And
like,
the first time you try it, it sounds so bad. But,
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, maybe I'm not ready for that.
Honestly, it's funny, because I understand. I was doing the same thing. What I do is I just put those on hold. Honestly, I would put that on hold, and then I would go back to the basics, and depending on the chords that were in it, and I think that's the only reason, because usually what happens is you're looking at a song because you like it, right? And you want to play it on the ukulele. So when that happens, you're like, oh, you look it up, this is me, and then you look at the chords, you're like, oh, maybe not. Is that true? You're like, oh my God, that's going to be crazy. And then that's where my mind goes in effect, is like, I love challenges. So when it's a new chord and I'm coming up, I knew this. There's one thing that stuck in my mind, was the harder the chord, and if I can get it, every other chord is easy. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to like shorten my time frame, so I work on the hardest one instead of the easiest one. Does that make sense? And then just go for it. Like, and then when I do another chord, like, whatever it is, then you're like, oh my God, that was so easy. You know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, because you had your fingers right. So that's when I knew I was ready to move on, when you see those things. And sometimes, like, you'll have just epiphanies. Like, one of the things about music is the language of music. Like, what is a half step, full step? What's that word? The do, re, mi, fa, so. Amy knows it.
Scales.
There's a word for it.
Solfege?
Huh?
Solfege?
Solfege, see? Do, re, mi, fa, so, la. There's a word for it. So all these language things you start to learn. And like, even like the chord names, A flat, B flat, what's a minor, what's a major. See, some of you guys don't even know what I'm talking about right now, but me in the beginning, that was the same thing, but you just have to learn that language. Then you start understanding, and then when you're starting to do it in action, then you have these epiphanies. Like, you're like, oh, that's how that works. And then, but the one thing is just keep practicing. Every day, keep on strumming an ukulele, yeah. Huh?
Learn by doing.
Yeah, learn by doing, and that's the hard part because every time we come in here, all the new students are like, "Oh, my fingers are hurting. I was doing those bar chords. My wrist hurts." Actually, right now, like I'm getting like tennis elbow, stuff like that, and those little things kind of cause you to like either you work through it or you don't, and if you don't, you usually quit. So, it's up to you what you want to do from that point. You're just one of the things I realize is that it's kind of like working out. As you get better, your muscles start to hurt, right? Because you're working that muscle is just getting stronger, and that's what the ukulele. That's what the ukulele does too. So yeah, that was a great question. Ready to move? Did that answer your question, Nikki?
Yes,
Tilly? All right, cool. That was a great question from you guys. If you guys have any questions at all, just feel free to ask. I'm going to be doing this every week anyway, or every other week. Answer these questions, playing songs, and just hanging out. So, let's see. What else we got? Anything coming up? Man, spring is here. Summer is coming. Actually, I want to do some stuff outdoors. We should go do outdoor beach jams again. I mean, I've been looking at the beach for spots because I want to find some shady spots to actually do that. So, all right, so it's a short one today, and we're gonna sing one last song for you guys. What are we doing? How sweet it is. How sweet it is to be loved. Dun, dun. If you guys want to look in your Ook social, look up How Sweet It Is. I got this song from Ukulele. If you guys don't know who Ukulele is, he's an amazing ukulele player. He was one of the first viral guys besides Jake. Lenny had like 1 million views on like Bob Marley song or something like that. It was kind of crazy. I'm like, and he's so awesome. I love him. Okay, now I have to find the song. That's why I have these books, but they're not in alphabetical order. And I just have them in here. How many of you guys have books like this all over the place? Oh, there we go. How sweet it is. Let me see if I can put it on the screen for you guys. I might have it here. Boom, boom, boom. Did the sun come out today yet? No. I think it's gonna be. It's supposed to be colder this week, isn't it? It's colder than hot. That's what I heard.
It's been cloudy for like the past 3 days.
That's when you sing about. I have those rainy day songs. You have the rainy. All of them have rain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always try to. And then this day, like sometimes when you're playing, like on that day, like if it has Friday, like if you're playing on Friday, you play Friday song. Or I have a bunch of Sunday songs. There's a lot of Sunday songs. I have a bunch of those. Really cool. That's a good way to like vary it up, and not do the same songs every day, or just challenge yourself like that. Like today is Tuesday. What song is Tuesday song? No, and then you look it up and you're like, oh, let's play it. It's awesome. And then I always do the flip game, where you just go. Psh. Now I just ask these guys, like, hey, pick a song. Nikki has a great. She picks some good songs, because that's one of the challenges too. I think is like what song to pick, and I think that's another skill that you should learn, is to learn how to pick songs, because as you can pick. There's so many songs that you'll get good at, and you're like, okay, which one should I do? What's a good one? Maybe you want to do an arc. Like slow to fast and then come up, things like that. It's like a DJ work. It's pretty cool. And how to move people. Think about it. All right, How Sweet It Is, Key of F, James Taylor, Marvin Gaye. Amazing, oldie but goodie. Thank you, Ukulele, for your arrangement. I just copied his. All right, so let's see. On 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What answer that phone, 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 phone. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Yeah, 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 yeah. How sweet it is to be loved by you. You're better to me than I've been to myself. For me there's you and there ain't nobody else. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. Phone stop. And thank you, baby, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Yeah, 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 yeah. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How sweet it is to be loved by you. One more time. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Yeah. Sounds good with the telephone. Please stop ringing telephone. We have so much fun here, you guys. Come down and join us if you guys are local. If not, just keep on watching. We're here every 2 weeks. We love to share music, and that's what it's all about. Hopefully you guys learned a few things today, and I will hope to see you on the next one. So every day, keep on strumming ukulele. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Enjoy. Bye.